Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing great. Thank you so much. Thank you for the confirmation. Today, we will have the fourth session for the listening of TOEFL. And as you might know, we have covered three types of questions in the listening section. So today, we're going to cover the next one, number 4. And this type of question is called as detail questions. I think maybe you have studied factual questions in the reading section. Have you? Or do you know anything about factual questions in the reading section? Okay, all right. So factual questions in the reading section, whenever you start to study them, they're the type of questions that like when you look at the passage and you want to answer, you know that in the reading we have multiple types of questions, right? This is the type of question that asks you from a detail in the passage. It means that it doesn't ask you about something that's, in the deep part of it. It's just that it's mentioned. I mean, when I'm saying that it's mentioned is that it's direct information that's asked from you. And that's called detail. Like it asks about details from you. It asks about who. It asks about what, when, like, information questions, right? WH questions. They ask you about these stuff, and that's a detail question. And in the TOEFL section, again, you have detail questions. But remember this, that in the reading section, when you have factual questions, it can ask you anything. It can ask you maybe about the many types of something, or some random, or the year. It asks you about everything. Why? Because you can have the passage just in front of you, but in the listening, you're not going to have that specific type of question. It means that you'll have just something that would be in your mind, that would stick to your mind, even if you just listen to it, even if you don't take notes, so in the listening section, you will have that type of question, and that's detailed question. And the next thing is that when you want to answer detailed questions, whatever you should do, you first look at it. You would be like, well, it was mentioned this way or that way. But whenever you want to answer a detailed question, just revisit the main idea again. See if this exact answer matches the main idea as well. Like if you consider the main idea, and then you want to choose an answer, because some of the times that you become confused between two answers, right? So if you just match that to the main idea, you'd be able to get it better. All right. And the last tip about detailed question is that false friends. Again, we have false friends everywhere, and we have them in detailed questions a lot. Because you see the exact sentence, you'd be like, well, this is the exact sentence. Maybe this is the correct sentence. Maybe this is the correct answer. But it's not most of the time. Like mostly 90% of the time, when you see the exact sentence, that'd be like copy paste of what you heard, and now you see it on the screen, don't go for that answer. Unless and until you know that this exact sentence is completely correct and not any other sentence. All right? So that was it for this part. And now if you want to identify it, detailed questions asks you what you remember about the short passage in lecture. And when you want to identify it, you say that, well, according to the professor, what was this? According to the student, how did this happen? According to the professor, where did the student go? Or anything like this. Where is where is T maybe generated? Something like this. Something that you have heard, but don't think that it's as easy as it sounds still, okay? Now there is a script. I want you all to listen, and if you want to, you can look at the screen as well at the same time, but if you don't want to, you can just not look at a screen and just listen, okay? I will read it for you, and then we will have the question. So professor says, the Amber Road was not a single cohesive route, but an interconnected network of smaller trade routes that formed a central core that we now refer to as a road. Male student says, were the Amber Road and the Silk Road connected? Professor says, that is a bit more difficult to answer. Amber has a long history in Chinese folk medicine, and amber was exported from Myanmar to China in the past. However, infrared spectroscopy can identify the unique chemical structures of different kinds of amber, and it has been used to confirm that Baltic amber goods were transported all the way to China. They may have gotten there directly or indirectly, but exactly what path those items took is purely conjecture. This was the script. It was talked about this. Now, this is the question. According to the professor, how do archaeologists know that Baltic amber reached China? According to the professor, how do they know this? A. There are written records of transactions between merchants. B. Scientists can test amber to determine where it originated. C. The Amber Road and the Silk Road were directly connected. D. Amber was only mined in Northern Europe. We will have the script again and look at it, and I'll see if you can maybe, if you know that what answer is the correct one. And this one is the question again. Okay, all right. So we're going to talk about this. A, if we say there are written records of transactions between merchants, this one might confuse you because you say that, well, it looks logical. But if you go back to the listening, you have you have literally nothing about written records. There is nothing mentioned about written records among these, right? So no, A is not correct. B, scientists can test amber to determine where it originated. Well, about this, we have infrared spectroscopy can identify the unique chemical structures of different kinds of amber. We have this a little bit, so let's just keep this for now. C, the Amber Road and the Silk Road were directly connected. Okay, well, let's see this one. The male student asked this question, if you remember. He said that were the Amber Road and the Silk Road connected? Professor said that that is a bit more difficult to answer because of the differences, and then he talked about. So this is not correct again, because the professor didn't think such a thing. And D, amber was only mined in Northern Europe. If we're talking about this, well, it actually said that it has been used to confirm that Baltic amber goods were transported. Wait, where is it? Oh, here. And amber was exported from Myanmar to China in the past. So not really. Myanmar is not Northern Europe. That's why D is incorrect as well. That's why we're left with B, and B is the correct answer here. So it's this way, the detailed questions again. Now we're going to have an audio, and I want everyone to listen to it and take notes. And then we're going to have the questions, okay? In 3, 2, and 1.
Now listen to the conversation between two people.
Hi, I'm working on a research project for my history class, and I could use some help finding sources. Can you assist me?
Of course. What's the topic of your research project?
I'm researching the impact of the printing press on the dissemination of knowledge in Europe.
That's a fascinating topic. I'd recommend starting with our online database, which has numerous academic articles and primary sources on the subject. You can access it using your student login credentials.
Thank you. I'll definitely look into that. What about books? Are there any key texts I should consider?
Yes, there are several books on the topic in our library. One important work on this topic can be found in the library. However, that book is currently checked out, and it might not be returned for a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess I'll have to find another way to access it.
You know, we can request a copy from another library through the interlibrary loan system. It usually takes about a week for the book to arrive.
That would be really helpful. Thank you so much for your assistance.
Now going back to the questions. This is the first question. What is the main idea of the dialogue? We will have this again, just content question. A, the librarian recommends specific online resources. B, the student is looking for assistance with their research project. C, the librarian suggests using interlibrary loan to obtain a book. D, the student discusses the topic of their history class project. B from everyone, that's correct. And that was such an easy question, right? The next question is, what does the librarian imply about the book she mentioned? A, it is the most comprehensive source available. B, it is not essential for the student's research. C, it is currently unavailable in the library. D, it is not relevant to the student's topic. And this one is an inference question. Completely correct. C, yes, that's right. Next question. What is the student's attitude? Well, this is another type of question we haven't covered it, but because of the question type that's going to become like one of the last questions, because of that, I want you to have a little more practice on it, because it's an important question and you'll get more acquainted to it when it comes, right? So this is called an attitude type of question. It asks you about how somebody felt and how you think that person exactly felt. So it's, what is the student's attitude when they learn that the book is checked out? A, was he frustrated? B, indifferent? C, anxious? And D, disappointed? Which one? That's correct. D is the correct answer. The next question, how does the librarian help the student to access the book? This is a detailed question. How does the librarian help the student? A, by reserving it for the student. B, by recommending another book. C, by requesting it through interlibrary loan. And D, by suggesting online resources. That's correct. C is the correct answer. Thank you. And 22, fifth question. It's the fifth one, but the numbering is not correct. How can the student access the library's online database? A, by using their school ID. B, by requesting a password from the librarian. C, by signing in with their email address. And D, by using their student login credentials. Again, this is a detailed question. Everyone says D, except for Hidayatullah Shirzai. No, wait, except for Muhammad Rishad Mayar. Actually, D is correct. D is the correct one, by using their student login credentials. Now let's go to the next audio. Again, I want you to listen and take notes, and I'm happy with the answers that you're giving. It's really satisfying. So we're going to go to the next audio. Please listen and take notes.
Now listen to the lecture.
The study of manipulating and controlling matter at the atomic and molecular levels is known as nanotechnology. Approximately 100,000 times thinner than a human hair, it works with substances smaller than 100 nanometers in size. The potential applications of nanotechnology are limitless and may completely alter how we tackle problems in a variety of fields. The use of nanotechnology in medicine is among its most well-known applications. New materials for regenerative medicine are also being created using nanotechnology, including scaffolds for tissue engineering and wound healing. These developments are anticipated to significantly affect how diseases are treated and the standard of healthcare as a whole. Nanotechnology is enabling the development of more compact, potent electrical devices. Computers, cell phones, and other electronic devices have significantly improved as a result of the development of faster and more energy-efficient CPUs made possible by the shrinking of transistors. In addition, researchers are studying novel nanomaterials like graphene for their special qualities, which may provide cutting-edge and highly effective electronic components. Moving on to the environment, nanotechnology has the capacity to offer practical answers to a number of environmental problems. For instance, the use of nanomaterials in water purification systems can aid in the removal of impurities and guarantee that everyone in the globe has access to clean water. Nanotechnology-based solar cell research may also considerably increase the production of renewable energy and contribute to the fight against climate change. However, there are difficulties and worries with nanotechnology, just like with any newly developed technology. The possibility of unanticipated environmental and health effects from the discharge of nanoparticles into the environment is the main cause for concern. It is essential to research these potential concerns and find appropriate policies and responsible innovation to handle them. It is our duty as researchers and innovators to make sure that nanotechnology is developed in a sustainable and safe manner. I personally can't wait to witness the amazing breakthroughs that this industry will produce in the years to come.
All right, it's finished. About this topic, nanotechnology. If you didn't have any idea, I can play it again if you want to. All right, that's great. So only some people said no. Wait, some people said yes, but the rest, I think, said the no. All right. Well, some of the people say yes, and some of them say no. We're not going to play it again. This is the question. What is the main idea of the lecture? A, the environmental applications of nanotechnology. B, the role of nanotechnology in medicine. C, the potential risks of nanotechnology. D, the applications of nanotechnology across various industries. Correct from everyone. D is the correct answer. Next off, why does the professor mention water purification systems? This is again a detailed question. It's why. A, to describe the medical applications of nanotechnology. B, to highlight the role of nanotechnology in environmental solutions. C, to provide an example of nanotechnology in electronics. D, to discuss the importance of studying the risks of nanotechnology. Everyone is correct. B is the correct answer. Just Tawheed Amin says is C. The rest are saying everyone says B. So yeah, B is the correct answer. The next one, about this audio, I have to say that I have gathered lots of detailed questions because I want you to get more practice on it. So it's not going to be like 6 questions, but usually you're going to have only 6 questions per the lecture, right, in the listening. But in this one, we have a little more. It's just for the sake of practice, nothing else. So this question is, which field is mentioned as having one of the most well-known applications of nanotechnology? A, agriculture. B, automotive industry. C, medicine. D, space exploration. Correct. C is correct. Next off, what does the professor mean when he says this? But that's an audio, so you have to listen to it. And it's going to be just once again. So please listen and then answer.
It is our duty as researchers and innovators to make sure that nanotechnology is developed in a sustainable and safe manner.
Okay, so what did he mean? A, researchers should avoid developing nanotechnology. B, the importance of addressing potential risks and creating regulations. C, researchers should focus only on sustainable applications. And D, nanotechnology will never be completely safe. We have B and C, right? Yeah, we got B and C. Okay. So for A, let's go for A and D. Well, let's eliminate them. Nobody has chosen them. So for B and C, B is the importance of addressing potential risks and creating regulations. This seems the correct one. C, researchers should focus only on sustainable applications. Well, actually, this is not correct. Shahla Azad, I think you think that C is correct, but don't contemplate it this way, because C is, you can't just focus on just the sustainable applications. The thing that he said is that we have to look at its pros and cons, not just the sustainable applications. They shouldn't just focus on the one part, but they should address the potential risks, and they can just, address that, and then after that, maybe predict something and do something else, right? So it's their job. B is the correct answer. The next one, why does the professor talk about the miniaturization of transistors? A, to explain the concept of nanotechnology. B, to illustrate the impact of nanotechnology on electronics. C, to discuss the potential environmental risks of nanotechnology. D, to emphasize the importance of nanotechnology in medicine. Okay, we got C and B. Tuba Yusufi, could you please talk about your choice? Why do you think C is correct? Okay, we'll have somebody else. Muhammad Rashad Mayar, if you can talk right now, could you please say why do you consider C as the correct answer? All right. Anyways, so B is the correct answer, not C. To discuss the potential environmental risks of nanotechnology was not the reason that they talked about the transistors. They talked about it because they wanted to discuss the importance of nanotechnology on electronics. The next question is, what improvements in electronic devices are attributed to nanotechnology? A, smaller batteries with longer life. B, and more energy efficient CPUs. Tuba Yusufin, no, we didn't have your voice. You were not audible. Maybe your microphone was off. We don't know. Okay, about this question, Medina Amini says D is correct. What about others? This was directly mentioned in the passage. Okay, it's fine. D is the correct answer. Medina Amini is right. Faster and more energy efficient CPUs. That's the correct one. And the last question for this one is, how might nanotechnology contribute to environmental protection, according to the text? A, by reducing carbon emissions from cars. B, by improving the efficiency of recycling processes. C, by aiding in water purification and increasing renewable energy production. And D, by creating biodegradable plastics. Yes, Medina Amini, it was mentioned in your notes. Yes, exactly. That's the whole point of taking notes. Everyone is correct. C is the correct answer. Going to the next audio. Again, please listen to the audio and again, take notes. Take notes as much as you can. Whatever you can write, just write them down, not the prepositions, not the extra words. Just write the important words and the words that you know that the questions might be from these. You're a little more acquainted with the question types right now, right? So you can just take notes of the things that you think it might be a potential question.
Now listen to the lecture.
Due to advancements in public policy and technology, the transportation sector is on the verge of a significant transformation. The key elements that will influence the future of transportation, such as autonomous vehicles, electric automobiles, and high-speed rail, will be discussed in this presentation. Let's start by talking about autonomous automobiles. Self-driving vehicles are a big issue, and for good reason. They might completely change how we commute and travel. These vehicles are able to see their surroundings, avoid obstructions, and safely maneuver through traffic thanks to cutting-edge sensors and machine learning algorithms. As a result, they might lessen the frequency of traffic accidents, save lives, and enhance the standard of our urban surroundings. As with any new technology, there are still a lot of obstacles to be addressed. Let's go on to discussing electric vehicles, EVs. EVs have advanced significantly in recent years thanks to longer battery lives, quicker charging times, and better performance. As technology develops, we may anticipate seeing even more improvements that will make electric vehicles a more attractive substitute for their counterparts that run on fossil fuels. Additionally, as more nations implement regulations to reduce emissions and combat climate change, there will probably be more investment in renewable energy sources and charging infrastructure, which will further promote EV adoption. High-speed rail is now a significant breakthrough that will transform transportation. High-speed trains can connect cities in ways that were previously impractical by providing a quicker, more effective substitute to conventional rail and air travel. There is a lot of room for growth in other areas, and they've already demonstrated success in nations like France and Japan. However, putting in place high-speed rail networks is a difficult and expensive task that needs considerable infrastructural and technological investments. It's critical to understand that these developments won't take place in a vacuum. We can anticipate interactions and systemic complementarities between these diverse technologies and systems as the transportation future develops. For instance, high-speed rail passengers could use electric automobiles as a convenient last-mile option to get to their destinations. The necessity for private vehicle ownership may decline as a result of developments in autonomous vehicle technology that make shared transportation services more effective and practical. We have every reason to be hopeful about the promise of the transportation of the future, which is drawing near. The high-speed rail, electric automobiles, and autonomous vehicles that we've talked about today are just the beginning.
All right, I'm asking you again this question. Do you want me to play it again? Okay, then I'm playing it again, and please listen.
Now listen to the lecture.
Due to advancements in public policy and technology, the transportation sector is on the verge of a significant transformation. The key elements that will influence the future of transportation, such as autonomous vehicles, electric automobiles, and high-speed rail, will be discussed in this presentation. Let's start by talking about autonomous automobiles. Self-driving vehicles are a big issue, and for good reason. They might completely change how we commute and travel. These vehicles are able to see their surroundings, avoid obstructions, and safely maneuver through traffic thanks to cutting-edge sensors and machine learning algorithms. As a result, they might lessen the frequency of traffic accidents, save lives, and enhance the standard of our urban surroundings. As with any new technology, there are still a lot of obstacles to be addressed. Let's go on to discussing electric vehicles, EVs. EVs have advanced significantly in recent years thanks to longer battery lives, quicker charging times, and better performance. As technology develops, we may anticipate seeing even more improvements that will make electric vehicles a more attractive substitute for their counterparts that run on fossil fuels. Additionally, as more nations implement regulations to reduce emissions and combat climate change, there will probably be more investment in renewable energy sources and charging infrastructure, which will further promote EV adoption. High-speed rail is now a significant breakthrough that will transform transportation. High-speed trains can connect cities in ways that were previously impractical by providing a quicker, more effective substitute to conventional rail and air travel. There's a lot of room for growth in other areas, and they've already demonstrated success in nations like France and Japan. However, putting in place high-speed rail networks is a difficult and expensive task that needs considerable infrastructural and technological investments. It's critical to understand that these developments won't take place in a vacuum. We can anticipate interactions and systemic complementarities between these diverse technologies and systems as the transportation future develops. For instance, high-speed rail passengers could use electric automobiles as a convenient last-mile option to get to their destinations. The necessity for private vehicle ownership may decline as a result of developments in autonomous vehicle technology that make shared transportation services more effective and practical. We have every reason to be hopeful about the promise of the transportation of the future, which is drawing near. The high-speed rail, electric automobiles, and autonomous vehicles that we've talked about today are just the beginning.
Coming to the questions. The first question is, what is the main idea of the lecture? A, autonomous vehicles are the only solution for the future. B, electric vehicles will completely replace traditional vehicles. C, high-speed rail networks will be the primary mode of transportation. D, the future of transportation will be shaped by several factors, including autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, and high-speed rail. This is such an easy question, so you all might know it. Yeah, that's correct. D is the correct answer. Then we have this question. What did the professor when saying this? And again, I want you to listen, and then we will talk about it.
And enhance the standard of our urban surroundings.
Oh, that was it. This is the question. What did the professor mean when saying that? A, the development of more parks in green spaces. B, reducing traffic congestion and pollution from vehicles. C, the construction of more buildings and infrastructure. D, the development of new entertainment options. Again, an easy question. B, yes. B is the correct answer. Next one. What is the professor's attitude towards the future of transportation? A, skeptical. B, hesitant. C, enthusiastic. D, indifferent. Again, correct. C, enthusiastic. She was. Next one. Why does the professor say this again? So again, we have an audio. Again, you have to listen. And wait, it's 3, 2. Okay, so listen in 3, 2, 1.
Now listen to the lecture.
Due to it.
Wait a minute. I think it's wrong. 3, 1. Okay, yes, it's wrong. We'll come back to that, okay? We'll come back to this question. And for now, we will just go back to here. So it was this. I'll come back to this, okay? The next question is, what did the professor imply by stating that electric vehicles could serve as a last mile solution for high-speed rail passengers? A, electric vehicles can replace trains entirely. B, electric vehicles can be used for short distance travel, connecting passengers to high-speed rail stations. C, high-speed rail will only be used for long distance travel. D, electric vehicles will be too expensive for most passengers to afford. Here you have the question. I'm sorry, I didn't I hadn't actually changed the slide. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. I'll read it again. What did the professor imply by stating that electric vehicles could serve as a last mile solution for high-speed rail passengers? A. Electric vehicles can replace trains entirely. B. Electric vehicles will be used for short distance travel, connecting passengers to high-speed rail stations. C. High-speed rail will only be used for long distance travel. D. Electric vehicles will be too expensive for most passengers to afford. We got A and B. What about the rest? Please, you guys, just choose one. Okay, we have B and A. Good. So C and D are not there. For A, electric vehicles can replace trains entirely. No, not really. They can't replace trains entirely, and even if they can, it's not mentioned here. It serves as a last mile solution for high-speed rail passengers. It's just saying that it can, it will be used for the short distance travel, and that it can connect those passengers that want to like go to the high-speed rails. That's it. So B is a better one. High-speed rail. Let's look at C. We have some C here as well. High-speed rail will only be used for long-distance travel. Not really. When you see, I should tell you this again. Whenever you see only, always, never, none, whenever you see these extreme words, make sure that it's directly mentioned in that exact part of the listening. If it's not mentioned, then don't go for that exact question or answer. I'm sorry, don't go for that exact answer because it's mostly incorrect. It says that high-speed rail will only be used for long-distance travel. Not really. And we had this in some other place as well. It was, I guess, yeah, like for number one, autonomous vehicles are the only solution for the future of transportation. Whenever you see this only, you should know that this is incorrect, unless it was directly mentioned that it wasn't mentioned, right? So you have to know it. And here again, C is not correct. One of the reasons is that it has that extreme word. Now, the last question for this audio is, what is the connection between autonomous vehicle technology and shared transportation services, according to the professor? A. Shared transportation services will become obsolete with the advent of autonomous vehicles. B. Autonomous vehicles will make shared transportation services more efficient and convenient. C. Autonomous vehicles will only be available for shared transportation services. D. Shared transportation services will hinder the development of autonomous vehicle technology. Come on, guys. I didn't think that you would take this much time because it can't be that way, right? So we have A, C. What about others? What about B and D? Okay, we have A, B, C. Not a D. Okay, let's eliminate D. Nobody thinks that D is correct. Let's talk about A. Shared transportation services will become obsolete with the advent of autonomous vehicles. This is such a negative response, I believe. Because if it becomes obsolete, then why was it mentioned? It was mentioned as a positive thing, not obsolete, not a bad one. It really literally says that the autonomous vehicles will ruin the shared transportation services, but no, it doesn't. It actually makes it better. So let's go to B. A is eliminated. B, autonomous vehicles will make shared transportation services more efficient and convenient. Well, this looks like a good one. C, autonomous vehicles will only be available for short transportation services. Again, I'm saying that only is mentioned here, so don't go for it unless it's directly mentioned, but it wasn't mentioned there because it was said that autonomous vehicles is the I don't know, last choice or something. It was mentioned like this: last mile solution for high speed rails. So no, again, this is not correct. It can't be only be available for shared transportation services. Okay, so B is the correct answer. Whenever you see only, just don't go for it. It was not mentioned directly there, okay? And don't be upset for maybe responding. Sometimes when you respond to a question, maybe sometimes it'll be wrong. It's wrong for everyone. It's the nature of us. We make mistakes. But the best thing is that we can learn from mistakes and we're going to get better. So now we have the last audio. Listen to this. Until that time, I will upload the other audio that we had from, the past script, I believe. I will just upload that. Until that time, please listen to this audio. And again, please take notes, okay? And I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1.
Now listen to the conversation between two people.
Hi, Professor Johnson. I was wondering if you could tell me more about extracurricular activities at the university.
Of course. Extracurricular activities are an important part of a well-rounded college experience. They include clubs, sports, and volunteer opportunities.
I'm particularly interested in joining a club. How can I find out about the various clubs on campus?
You can attend the club fair at the beginning of the semester, or you can visit the student activities office to get more information on specific clubs.
Great. Are there any clubs you would recommend joining?
Well, it really depends on your interest. If you're into sports, you might consider joining a sports club. There's a variety of them, from soccer to badminton.
I'm not really into sports, but I do like helping others. Are there any community service clubs?
Yes, definitely. There's a club called Helping Hands that regularly organizes volunteer activities in the local community. I've heard many students find it quite rewarding.
That sounds interesting. Do you think participating in extracurricular activities can help me with my future career?
It's hard to say for certain, but being involved in activities outside of the classroom can help you develop valuable skills, like teamwork and leadership, which employers often look for.
Thanks for the advice, Professor Johnson. I'll definitely look into joining a club.
You're welcome. Good luck exploring your options, and I hope you find something you enjoy.
What is the
Okay. This is the questions for the last audio, but the thing is that I went to see that audio and it was actually incorrect. So let's skip that question for now, okay? Now, coming to the questions of this audio, what is the main idea of the dialogue? A, the benefits of joining a sports club. B, the advantages of being involved in community service. C, the importance of attending a club fair. D, the significance of extracurricular activities for college students. Again, such an easy question. That's right. Next off, how can the student find information about clubs on campus? A, by asking the professor. B, by attending the club fair. C, by joining a sports team. And D, by visiting the library. This was mentioned directly. This is a detailed question. And yes, you all are right. B is the correct choice. By attending the club fair. This is another one, another audio. What is the professor implying when this was said? And again, you have to listen. Well, it's listening. So you have to listen to lots of audios in this one. In 3, 2, 1.
It's hard to say for certain, but being involved in activities outside of the classroom can help you develop valuable skills.
That was it. What did she imply when she said this? A. Extracurricular activities guarantee a successful career. B. Extracurricular activities might have indirect benefits for a future career. C. Employers don't value extracurricular activities. D. Students should only focus on their academics. You all are right. B is correct again. The next one. What does the professor recommend the student to join if they like helping others? She said multiple things, if you remember. She said that if you want to do this, join this club. If you want to maybe do something good, maybe you want to help others, you should join this exact club. So A is sports club, B, a community service club, C, a club related to their major, D, a debate club. This is easy, even if you don't know anything about this audio. You can just guess this question because this is common sense and everyone knows about it. We have B and C, right? We have C from Parveen Elhami. Could you please elaborate on this? Parveen Elhami, why do you think C is the correct one?
At first, I said teacher, and then I changed my mind as I think B is correct.
B is correct. Yeah, that's I lost my internet for a minute or some seconds. So this is the question. Based on the dialogue, what is the professor's attitude towards extracurricular activities? A, supportive, B, indifferent, C, skeptical, D, dismissive. Again, correct. Everyone is correct. A, she was supportive on this. That's right. So this was it for tonight's session. If you have any questions on your mind, go ahead, please, and ask me them. If not, I will upload the attendance link for you, attendance sheet, and you can submit your attendance, okay? If you have any question, please go ahead. Malalai Azad, please go ahead.
Okay. Hello and good evening, everyone. I have a question, teacher. Can you just say or can, um, can you recommend us some podcasts or anything else to help us with listening skill? Because I have problem. I don't know why, but I can't really understand some different type of accents, and I want to develop myself.
Okay,
And I'm
podcasts
not
and stuff. Uh,
so anything else.
yeah, okay. Um, do you all have Telegram, right? Podcasts are great. They're good. I love podcasts. But the thing is that I don't really have any idea about them because I don't really listen to lots of podcasts. I don't know why. But the thing is that you can watch some series. I have links for those. You can go to Telegram and there are some channels, some groups that they upload some series, some movies. You can watch those if you want to. About podcasts, I can search them, but I don't know them, and I don't know any podcast for right now. So I think that some people think that BBC is a good one, a good podcast that you want to listen. But honestly, I haven't listened to any, so I don't have any idea about that. About the next question, and part of taking notes, what words should be included? Okay, now I should make a video about this, I believe. About your assignment, I should say that I will just share them after this one because I haven't shared any assignment for lecture 2 and 3, right? So I'm gonna share an assignment for tonight, and the deadline is 2 nights after this. It means that today it's 27th, so you're gonna have the deadline on 29th. 11:59 p.m. Okay, that would be your deadline, and I'll share it after this session is finished. And about taking notes, I should say that I have to make a video, and I should do it tonight because tonight I'm not tomorrow, or I don't think I'll be free on the weekend or on the week as well in the week. So the taking notes part look, when you hear something, when you listen to something in the listening, suppose you're listening to me right now, right? What do you exactly think about? Like, do you remember every part of what I'm talking about? I don't think you will remember everything about it, right? You won't remember what preposition I use. You won't remember what extra words I use, but you will remember the words that are important for you and the words that you think that I might have a question on later on, maybe someday. But not every word. When I say that write as many things as you can in the TOEFL, I don't mean that you should write everything. I mean, you should write the most important stuff, the most important words. Again, not everything, and about this, there should be a video. And again, if you want to write words, you don't have enough time to write all the word. So you have to write just a part of the word or just the consonants. Any other question? About this, again, I know that this answer was not satisfying. I know that, but the thing is that with experience, everything gets better because I can't tell you which words exactly you should write. You should know it, because when you practice, you will eventually or gradually start to learn which words are important, which word can be mentioned in any of the questions, maybe from which part you might have some questions, anything. So about okay, Medina Amini, thank you so much. Yes, it is useful, and try to do that quite often in all your taking notes, because whenever you take notes, just do all those stuff, the tips, they're good. Do them, and you can write lots of stuff. And just like tonight, I think you only had one wrong answer, and the rest were completely fine. And everything depends on your note-taking strategies, trust me. Any other question here?